Hello, witches and bitches. Hello, friends and lovers. I couldn't help myself. Welcome to yet another Halloween-inspired vlog for this October season. We are, of course, going to be reading some witchy books for this video, and so I'm very excited. I actually started one last night called Everything She Does Is Magic, and this is a sapphic romance that follows a witch and a girl who, like, kind of plays into witches. And I will explain. So at the beginning of this, we're following Darcy, who is a human whose family is just really into Halloween. And when I tell you that this town that they live in, it's called Fableview, it's really feeling like a 90s Disney movie to me, and it's kind of just making my heart happy. And Darcy basically runs these painting workshops for her town. She dresses as a witch, and as part of these painting classes, she's teaching people how to paint the witch in the background, and it's all supposed to be a motif of the town on Halloween. And her family is running this Halloween event planner community situation because almost every day during the month of October, there is an event. It's funny because the other character even is like, this is kind of a lot. And Darcy's like, yeah, I know. October's a lot. And Darcy's in her senior year of high school, even though we're not really getting much high school in this. She's mostly at the paint shop or around town doing some sort of Halloween-y thing. So I wouldn't even say that this feels like YA or it feels like a high school set YA. I was even surprised when they were mentioning ages because I thought this was post high school, but I think they're in their senior year, so they're still figuring stuff out. But I feel like it really lends to the vibe of what's going on. Our other character, Anya, is an actual witch. And so she knows that Darcy's family is supposed to be part of this line of witch protectors, which are just people who look out for witches who are humans and kind of help them like blend in so they're not getting sacrificed or anything. So obviously, like, things have changed in this town, and Anya knows that this town has a lot more magic behind it than Darcy realizes. And Anya is newer to the town. She's only been here about 10 months, so this is her first October. So you're really kind of getting to experience this with her while she's making commentary of like, do they really think witches do that? I really love how the sections of the book are written because we start off with 26 days till Halloween. And so we're kind of like working our way down, obviously. And right now, Anya finds herself in a little bit of a pickle because she has told her family that she is best friends with Darcy. And of course, her family recognizes Darcy's last name and is like, oh, this is part of a historic group of witch protectors. And so Anya and Darcy aren't actually friends yet. Anya's family is about to be visiting, and she's like, okay, well, now I have to go ask Darcy if she can be my fake friend in front of my family so that they don't know I lied to them, because Anya's always been known as a loner. So I don't know. I just found that part kind of cute. So I'm about 50 pages in now, and I'm having a very good time. It's about 280 pages. I'm having a good enough time where 280 pages, I'm like, oh, that's kind of short. I wish it was 350, but maybe as we go, it'll make sense, the length, because right now I feel like I'm getting everything out of it that I want to get. And I'm hoping, spoiler for later in this video, I'm hoping to read this next. So there's lots to look forward to, and you will follow me around as we get witchy and bitchy. Hello, we finished work for the day, so it's time to start the weekend. So I am happy to get back into my book. So far, I think I already said this morning, I'm just having a really good time. So I'm actually 73 pages in now because I did a little reading after and turned on my ring light. Now it's on. So now maybe you can see me a little better. So my cat's coming to join me and hopefully not rub on my tripod. Let's not do it. Let's not do it. Do you want to come up here with me? There we go. So I'm going to sit down and read a little bit. I do have some plans today, so I'm going out to dinner with my friends and hanging out a little bit tonight. And then I also need to edit a video that needs to go up at some point this weekend. I've been doing this thing where I post at least once every weekend, and I've been keeping that up for, I think, 10 to 15 weeks, and it's been really working for me to just have kind of like an end goal. So I'll start editing on Friday, and then if I'm a little too busy on Friday, I'll just do it Saturday. So hopefully I can get some of that done after I take my nap. But the nap comes after we read a little bit more of this. So let's get into reading, and then we'll start my whole weekend. So me and my son are here. My hair is doing something. I still need to figure out how I'm gonna have it today. So I went out with friends last night. We had delicious Thai food. Didn't take a picture, but it was yellow curry and garlic rice, and she was beautiful and amazing. Come here. We're gonna have the cat join me. We ended up hanging out most of the last night. I was able to get about 150 pages into my book, which is actually a little over halfway. I am very much enjoying it. It's kind of giving me like Gilmore Girls vibes because they keep having all of these events. So it feels very community oriented, and there's these different townsfolk characters that keep reappearing. And so you really do feel like you get a sense of township community, if you will. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's keeping me at a distance. You see this? He's gripped. So far, it's just really cute. They had an almost kiss that was adorable. I don't know. There's something about this that's just so wholesome and so nice that I'm just like, I just want their hands to brush. In a shoujo manga, all you want is for them to just brush hands. You're like, I need this tension to go somewhere. And so I kind of feel the same way about this, where it's just so cute that I'm like, I just want them to hold hands. And they did. There was a scene where one of the girls was leading the other girl somewhere, and so they were holding hands, and the other girl was like, oh my God, we're holding hands. So I was thriving. I was living. I'm hoping that I can finish it today, but we have a big day planned. I don't know why I started this video and then was like, I actually have a fully booked weekend, except for tomorrow. Which is Sunday. Today is actually the day of my company's picnic, and as their office manager, I'm helping put it on. So I have quite a few things that I need to go and do before the picnic today, but it should be really fun. So I'm hoping that we have lots of good vibes, good food, and just wrap it up in a timely manner so that I can come home and take a nap. Because I already know I'm going to be so tired, especially just with all of the socializing, and also being outside when it's warm is not for me. But we will go make that happen, and then I'll read more of this. I didn't even end up, I think I edited only the first 5 minutes of my video, and it's 50 minutes of raw footage, so we'll see. I was like, I'd like to get it up tomorrow, but I don't know how tired I'm gonna be after this, and I don't want to touch it before this, or you start losing track of time when you start editing. So I don't even want to try to touch it before I have to go do this thing. So anyway, I will see you probably tomorrow morning, to be honest. Maybe my hair will look better. I'll probably wash it, but I was like, why wash it when I'm about to get kind of sweaty? It just didn't make sense. We're having a good, cozy Sunday here. I had such a wonderful time yesterday at my company's picnic. It was actually super fun. We had this caricature artist come out, and I feel like it was really a highlight of the event. And I've never like had to plan a company picnic before, so it was definitely like a learning experience. I wasn't prepared. It was super windy, and we're in California. It was supposed to be like 80 degrees, but so many things were trying to fly around that luckily I think any mistake I could have made honestly was just gonna be overlooked by the fact that it was so freaking windy. And this morning, I actually did finish reading Everything She Does Is Magic. This was so cute. And I think, honestly, something I hadn't mentioned before now that I actually ended up, I think, being one of the strongest elements of the book was the friends. So in the community, I was saying that we have these reoccurring characters come out, but it really was a blossoming of friendship, especially with the girl who's a witch, Anya, because she didn't really have friends. She moves around from place to place a lot. And so it was actually like really heartwarming to see her make friends, especially with people from around the town as she finds her place. And I don't know. I really enjoy friendship elements. I almost think I found those moments more heartwarming and more, I don't know, just better than maybe even the romance for me. Like, I enjoyed the romance and I thought it was sweet and it was cute and all of the good things, but I almost think one of the strongest elements in this book was just the friendships. So I will definitely be reading other books in this series. It looks like this is going to be book 1, so maybe she'll come out with one next year and I'll look forward to reading it then too. So I think I'm landing about a 4-star on this. I don't know. I wasn't really anticipating what it was. Like, I knew it was a sapphic romance. I actually didn't know it was YA when I started it. I was like, oh, I think I said at the beginning, I thought it was going to be like senior into college, but this was actually people at the beginning of their senior year trying to figure out what they're going to do afterwards. And I actually thought that was kind of like an interesting place to put this, especially as with the backdrop of like the paranormal stuff and this almost Halloween Town-esque magical world where some people know that magic is real and other people don't. I really liked this. It really took me by surprise. I really hadn't heard anything about it. I had one friend be like, I enjoyed this, and that was about it. That's all I knew. So I'm really happy with how that went. Before we talk about my next reading plans, I have a very exciting package. I have wanted this for like over a year. It went on sale and then they sold out before I could buy it last year, but I was also unemployed. So I was like, okay, like, I don't want to spend the money now. And really, I don't need another sweat set. I'm always wearing a sweat set and I keep buying more sweat sets. I don't see it stopping, but sometimes you got to control yourself. But I have a new job and things have been going really well. And I've been thinking about this for a year. So I got it. Oh my God, guys. They are cow patterned. Both, you know, the top and the bottom are cow patterned. Ugh, I love this. Let's see. I think I got these a little bigger because I found just this year I've stopped trying to be as form-fitting as possible. I just want to be comfy. Comfort is king. Oh my God, no. I'm going to wear this so much. This is from a company called Kill Crew, and they mostly do like workout stuff. Oh, the inside, it feels so good. But yes, so I also have the pants, which we don't need to take out. They look exactly like this. So I'm looking forward to being lounging around in my cow sweat set. It makes me so happy. Now that we've got over that, our next endeavor is going to be this. So this is The Entanglement of Rival Wizards. I actually got an ARC copy of this at Comic-Con this year. So that's what this is. So I was really excited to get it, and I thought I would start it sooner than I did, but I didn't. So all I know about this is it's kind of like Ali Hazelwood meets paranormal romance, because this is a science-y set romance, but with wizards. So I'm intrigued. I want to know more. I do think I'm going to dive into this a little bit later today, but right now I need to have some lunch. I need to finish the episode of Vampire Diaries I'm watching. And then I think I need to do some vacuuming. I don't want to, but you know, I think I should before it gets too late and then I can put it off for another weekend. So I'll probably do that now while I contemplate what I could have for lunch. But I'm just so happy that I am just in such a better mood than I was in my last vlog. I was so excited about that vampire vlog, but I think the fact that I had been sick for 2 weeks and I was trying to film in between it, I just felt like my energy was kind of low. So now I feel like I'm attacking the camera with my psychic powers. So hopefully you can withstand that. If you can't, just say that, and that's fine. Hello. So yesterday I did a solid chunk of reading and I got about the first 100 pages of this down. And then I also have the audiobook. So I started the audiobook while I was at work and I did another 100 pages and I'm on chapter 12 now, which these are very long chapters. I will say at the beginning, I felt like this was max a 3-star read. I really wasn't vibing with the writing. I like the setup. I like that basically going to like magical college. I think they're like a magical grad school and they're both, as the title says, rival wizards. But it is like that Ali Hazelwood situation where one of them's in a rivalry and then the other one's just like I see you like doing all of these extra stuff over there. And I'm like, okay, dude. So of course this one's the cool one, the relaxed one. So this is Theo and this is God. What's his name again? I swear I had it. They don't actually put anything on the back. What's his name? Girl, what's your name? His name's Sebastian. It's on the inside cover. I don't know. My brain is not, she's not working. They're both finalists for this grant. And they were both originally supposed to get it alone, but of course the college decides that they need to do it together. And they both want very different things. And obviously Sebastian thinks that Theo is a bad person because Theo is from a family of not so great people. Basically, if capitalism was wizards, that's his family, and they're just not good. I mean, Sebastian also is having family problems. So what I'm really enjoying is I feel like it's very fleshed out. They both have like these full, unique lives going on. It isn't all just about romance and tension and stuff in the science lab. I will say the pacing did get better after they hooked up. I don't know if I was just more engaged or if the book just got more interesting, because I would say for the first 50 pages, I was, like I said, I felt very 3 stars about this. And I just was like, all right, I like the setup. I obviously like, the setup is very similar to a lot of Ali Hazelwood, and I love Ali Hazelwood, but the writing is just, it's not funny to me. And I can tell that the author is trying so hard for it to be funny that it's a little off-putting. Like I said, now I'm enjoying it. Now I'm a lot more like intrigued, and I think I'm more into the characters, but I still wouldn't say it's because the book's funny. And I think, like I said, it's trying really hard to be funny. But that's something I tend to be picky with anyway. I don't like it when I can tell that an author is really going all out for like one certain emotion. It's usually like, it really wants you to be sad and like genuinely getting me to feel an emotion. It tells me this is what you should be doing now. And I can tell that there's parts in this where it's like, you're supposed to laugh. I just don't laugh. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, what's next? But I think the only problem I had is before they hooked up, I honestly didn't really feel any tension between them. But I'm also not a workplace girly. I don't tend to love workplace romances. So that could also play into it. Someone might feel like there's tension. I just was like, they don't like working together. I work with people I don't like every day. And I'm really not horny about it. Anyway, so I only have a little bit more to go. And then hopefully I'm done. And I can let you know my final thoughts. Now I'm definitely leaning more 4 stars, solid 4, I think. So hopefully it ends really well and we can all be happy together. That would be the dream. I feel like this video is going so much better than the vampire one because 1, I'm not sick. And 2, I feel like me not being sick means I'm more like, I feel like actively in this, where when I was sick, I was like, I really enjoyed one of the books, but I was like, I wasn't fully present for the book. Let's hope we stay that way. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys some things. So we're back with alcohol in the bathroom. Everyone's favorite segment of my vlogs. Yesterday, I wanted to do more reading and update more and film more, but I didn't do that because I am clocked in to Vampire Diaries. I watched like 7 episodes yesterday. I haven't rewatched it in a few years, and if you've seen it, I feel like you understand why. The small town drama, the vampires, the fun early 2010s music. I don't know, I was captivated. I even downloaded Peacock onto my iPad so I could keep watching while I was in bed last night. I was like, no, I want to watch one more episode, but my boyfriend was playing video games on the TV. So I was like, I can't kick him off to watch 1 episode of Vampire Diaries. Walked over and I was like, log into Peacock for me. I need it for reasons, for science even. So that's just a journey I'm on. I still got plenty of reading done, and I'm hoping, I don't know, I almost feel like I could finish this book tonight, but I feel like that's kind of crazy. It's a Monday night. I don't feel like you can be ambitious on a Monday night. That just feels a little too out there. I don't know why it's always right before I film, I will just get a little bit of water on my shirt so it looks like I dribble on myself. Why am I like this? We're not waiting because I did between when I got home from work, when I could have been filming. Instead, what I did was watch several hours of the Vampire Diaries. There seems to be a theme happening in my life in which I'm being overtaken by the Vampire Diaries, but it's okay because I finished a 2nd book for this vlog and it actually hasn't been that long of a vlog. So my bookmark's still in here. It's a cute little Disney bookmark my friends got me. But yes, so I finished this, The Entanglement of Rival Wizards. I really enjoyed this. I stand by everything I said, that I was kind of surprised that at the beginning, oh my God, he wants attention so bad. One sec. Oh my God. Okay. We put the baby in the lap. So where it took a while for me to get into this, but I feel like once I was into this, I was really into it. And I really liked the relationship. And I actually think that this had good growth in it. And both the characters had some real trauma they were working through. And this ended up being a lot darker and also more trauma than I think this pink bubblegum pop cover was ever going to prepare me for. So maybe that is the Allie Hazelwood experience. Not that Allie gives you trauma, but I feel like she sometimes will tackle difficult topics or whatever. But this was definitely like another level. Nothing I've seen Allie touch. But yes, if you are looking for a paranormal wizard grad school set science-y romance, this is for you, and I think you'll have a good time. I enjoyed. I don't regret it. And now I think I'm going to start wooing the Witch Queen, which is an audiobook that I had out from the library already. So I'm hoping that this is also a hit because I feel like this video has been going so well and I've been enjoying everything. Oh my God, it's dark outside. There we go. I feel like I look crazy. Does that look better? I don't know. My ring light is just like, I feel like I can't even see what color it is anymore. Is this the white setting? Sometimes I put it on the cool tone setting, but that's usually like when it's sunny outside. It is not sunny. It is deep dark night because I waited too long to film today. He is purring so loud in my lap. But anyway, back to wooing the Witch Queen. I'm enjoying this so far. I'm only about 8% in. That's all I listened to at work today. And so far, it follows a guy who's a king and his wife has died, and she died of an illness, like kind of slowly and tragically. And so he's been very much in mourning over this. And then we're also getting another POV, which I'm guessing is the Witch Queen. I'm only 3 chapters in, and so I haven't been able to fully clock what's going on yet. And also I'm getting a lot of world building. So some of it I'm like, okay, like, is this indicative of the whole story? I don't know. Not yet. We're not further enough in. But hopefully the next time I can tell you a little bit more about this. But I am having a good time in the fact that the writing is very much for me. And also this is definitely more of a romantasy. This was very much felt like a contemporary romance with just some added layers to it, where this one's definitely more of a true fantasy romance with witches. I am enjoying that just because, as many of you know, I very much have been in my fantasy bag this year. And so I'm hoping that means that I will also enjoy this book. So let's keep moving forward with, am I about to go lay down and possibly watch another episode of Vampire Diaries? Yeah. I'm not strong enough to keep the call out of my heart. Who am I to deny Nina Dobrev in her time of need? You know?
A few days after I wrapped up this vlog, I found myself in San Francisco at this Witchy store, and so I wanted to share some clips of that with you for this vlog. I came to the city with some friends so that we could watch the movie called The Birds, and there was also a drag queen performance beforehand, because of course there was, and she was beautiful, she was amazing, and I loved it.
Hello, we're here, it's Friday. I've finished another book. I meant to come on and tell you a little bit more about what the book was about, but I really locked in at work and did some good dedicated listening time, which isn't a bad thing. Enjoying yourself, never a bad thing. So I actually enjoyed a book for once. You've never heard that on this channel before, but I feel like this book is another solid 4-star book. I will say I wasn't totally expecting what it ended up being or feeling like to me, because I was going into this thinking that this was more in line with a romantasy, but I wouldn't even say it was that, because it wasn't even that romance focused. So let me explain. Felix is a archduke who had been controlled and has recently gone through the loss of his wife. So he's through being controlled and ends up running away from the Count, who is the guy who is controlling him and the kingdom that he was in charge of. And so his kingdom had been trying to grasp back power from another kingdom. What ends up happening is when Felix runs away, he runs away to Queen Saskia because he figures this is the one place that he won't get looked for because this is the place that the Count is trying to gain control over. So it's a little complicated shaped. There's a lot of plot going on here, but he runs away and he ends up being mistaken for Queen Saskia's dark magician because I guess she uses dark magicians in her kingdom to do certain kinds of labor for her, and she goes through them a lot. So, of course, when a man shows up on her doorstep, she's like, must be another dark sorcerer dude. Get to work. So she puts him to work. Felix is hiding who he is and lies about his name because his name and his face is well known, so he wears a mask. But Saskia's used to kind of dark sorcerer nonsense and is like, maybe he just has like an ugly scar. So she's not asking too many questions, which I was thinking back to that and I was like, maybe that is a little like side eye at Queen Saskia, who's supposed to be like an evil witch mastermind. And you're like, okay, didn't like double check the identity of her dark wizard, but whatever. So Saskia is, as I said, an evil witch queen, and she is in an alliance with two other evil witch queens. So I'm hoping that the other books in the series are about the other witch queens. I did like that, even though it's not discussed, Queen Saskia is bisexual, and it's just something that's kind of casually in this story, and I actually really love that. But like I said, I was so impressed by how much was going on here. I was really just speeding through this, and I was actually surprised because this felt more to me like a cozy fantasy than it did a romantasy. So I'm not sure if where I got the idea this was a romantasy. I think I just saw man and woman uncover a fantasy novel and was like, I can put two and two together. So no one told me this, but that was just my general consensus based on the context clues that were put in front of me. But some things I really liked about this book, but besides all that I have already mentioned, is I really liked their kind of gentle intimacy, and not even in the sense of a physical relationship. This is all both of them being viewed because they think the other one, based on like reputation and who they are in the context of their lives, have like misconceived notions about each other. And so the story is them realizing that they were wrong while also having character growth in which they soften and their hearts soften. And it's so good. And Felix is, I would say, a little more golden retriever, and then Queen Saskia is definitely like a black cat lady. She's a little prickly, a little mistrusting, and she really does care about her kingdom. It was something that Felix kind of had to look over because obviously I've been telling you that she's viewed as this evil witch queen. And it's because she has done so much to try to protect and save her kingdom from being conquered by the Count that it's very easy for people to believe this about her. So, I don't know. I loved it, guys. This witch vlog went so well, and it just really, I think, sparked a new love for me in my heart. I'm so excited for not only this video, but I feel like I am in it. I am in the spirit of fall, and I'm just so glad that you guys came along with me. And so I hope that you enjoyed, and as always, thank you so much for watching.